everybody. Welcome back to the Cleveland Heights Community Center here in Cleveland, Ohio. South Rink, we have the Burning River Pyromaniacs, the C team, taking on Toledo Glass City Rollers. This is going to be an interesting battle of Ohio. We have green for the Glass City Rollers and white for the Pyromaniacs. Quickly going to run through the rosters here as we get into, oh, that rolling whistle means the first bout is about to start. Unfortunately, I'm by myself this time. I was not able to find another broadcaster, but I will commend Gal Fox last time. Gal Fox did an excellent job. It was great to have them. So let's run through these rosters. We're going to start with Glass City Rollers number 0, Divosaurus Rex, 1-1, Scarface, 1-2-2, Blockbuster, 1-6, Paraclate, 2-3, Gigabyte, 2-5, Cat Atomic, 3-1-3, Petty Betty, 3-3-3, Intrusive Tot, 3-5-3-9, Dynamo, 4-7, AK-47, 4-9-3, Front Page Rage, 5-5-7-2, Mother Nature, 6-0-1, Willow Kill, 7-1-1, G-Wrath, 7-1-8, Thumper, 8-9, Tornado, 9-0, Kuma Sutra. I was able to get through that roster through the first jam. We got Glass City getting 2 points while Pyromaniacs getting 1. And for our home team rosters, we have number 1004, KC, 122 Barbie, 126 Gal Fox, 127 Dirty Chai, 210 Aphrodite, 231 Assault and Pepper, 26 Marilyn Monroller, 327 Millie M Falcon, 443 Prince Slamlet, 450 Jane Doe, 669 Little Pound Cake, 808 Tequila Sunrise, 83 Decay, 87 Mallrat, and 913 Biohazard. And I would just like to point out that Millie and Jane Doe, this is their first roller derby bout ever for them. They've done some practices, some scrimmages, but this is their first bout on the track here at the South Rink. All right, able to get through the rosters to do the second jam. 1 point for Glass City and 0 points for the Pyromaniacs. Oh, but they did get the 4-point pass earlier, so that's a 5-point pass, putting Glass City at 7 versus 1 for the Pyromaniacs. All right, we have Prince Slamlet on the jammer line for the Pyromaniacs. Glass City number 90, Kuma Sutra, is the jammer. Taking that outside line over on turn 2 and getting lead jammer yet again. This is the third lead jam for Glass City Rollers. Hats off from Prince Slamlet, looking to try and pass it. Coming around, the star pass is successful. We have the star pass given to the pivot. Decay, putting that star on their head, getting chased down by that jammer. Already got that scoring pass for 4 points, coming back around and calling it off before Decay could get any points on the board. Glass City just chipping away here with 4 points to 0. Pretty much every jam they've done, putting themselves at 11-1 right now. Oh, it looks like we have Jane Doe jamming for Pyromaniacs. Jane Doe's first bout and first jam for the Pyromaniacs ever. Great to see their debut against Blockbuster number 122 jamming for Glass City Rollers. Oh, pivot being called to the box for a penalty, so Pyromaniacs is down 1 blocker. Penalty called on the Glass City jammer blocker. Glass City jammer getting out, getting lead, coming around to turn 4. The pack is between turns 1 and 2 right now, going into the straightaway. Jane Doe able to get out of the pack, but not able to get around to get any of those points. That's 3 points on the board for Glass City and no points for Jane Doe. Jane Doe, great job on that first jam. That was a really great, strong effort, and it was. Sometimes it's hard to tell when you have like the newer skaters out there, but looking really great for everybody. Pyromaniacs playing their strongest right now with 14-1. We have Tequila Sunrise, 808 for Pyromaniacs lining up. And jamming on the line, we have number 23, Gigabyte, pushing strong to the inside. No pack being called from the referee. Pack's been reformed. Oh, no, a failure to reform call being called. But Glass City, oh my gosh, Gigabyte racing around, getting the lead jammer and getting that scoring pass, able to cut through. Star pass is successful to Chai. Strong hit for number 47, AK-47. Glass City coming back around for another scoring pass. Succeeding for that scoring pass. The pack is moving up into turn 4 onto the straightaway. Chai putting the star on their helmet to make sure that they can get the points, but not before Gigabyte calls the jam. It's an 8-point jam for Glass City Rollers. 0 points for Burning River, still standing at 1. So 22-1 currently. So this is a regulation WFDA game. We have the Pyromaniacs, which is the C team for Burning River. The C team is the farm team that works themselves up into the B team, which is the Hazmat Crew. And from the Hazmat Crew, they farm themselves up into the top team of Cleveland, which is the Burning River All-Stars. So this is a lot of the teams and players that we have on Pyromaniacs are their first time balloting, or you know, a mixed match of different people. Great recreational team and fun sport to keep the wheels rolling. Looks like Decay is being called on a directional penalty. We got Glass City, number 5572, Mother Nature, getting lead jammer, getting 4 points, scoring pass, scoring around. Prince Slamlet is jamming for the Pyromaniacs, has the hat off, but is not able to get that pass because the pivot is in the box, unfortunately. So they're having a strong time keeping them on that straightaway into turn 3. And Mother Nature is coming around to get another scoring pass, but not before Casey can hold them on that inside line, locking them down, keeping them down. Mother Nature using one of their own teammates to keep themselves upright. Great offensive or great defensive strategy from Casey, doing a really great job holding Mother Nature down. Good hit from Fox as well. Seems like they've got Mother Nature locked and keeping them just at that 8-point total. Nope, they got the 4 more points, so they were able to get those hips in there. But Burning River Pyro's able to hold them for quite some time. Now, Glass City Rollers from Toledo, Ohio, are a WFDA sanctioned team. They're coming in as a really strong opponent for this, and of course, it's always been a really great time and opportunity to be able to give our recreational team a chance to play. Oh, so Glass City jammer number 90, Kumasutra, getting into the box. Lead is being awarded to number 122, Barbie, on Pyromaniacs. This is a power jam for Burning River, trying to use their friends to get some of that offense through. And successful. 4 points on the board for Burning River Pyromaniacs. Glass City Jammer is standing. They have less than 10 seconds on their penalty, but that before Barbie is able to get around onto turn 3. And they keep the jammer in the box. The jammer has 2 seconds left. So this is a power start for the Pyromaniacs for only 2 seconds. So they're going to put out probably a relatively strong jammer. It looks like we have Tequila Sunrise, an excellent choice. And we have a power start for just a couple of seconds. Timeout being called from the Pyromaniacs. Gonna rediscuss their strategy in this power start, because the jammer again only has about 2 or 3 seconds and will be right out. And that jammer can get lead once they get out of the box. They still have that opportunity for lead jammer, so it could be anybody's jam in this next jam. Jam, jam, jam. We would like to take this time for this game to thank our officials. We have 7 skating officials on the track and 9 non-skating officials tucked away on either the scoreboard in the middle or on in the penalty box. I always like to say that we have a third of the people that you have on the track are your officials. You have 15 on one bench, you have 15 on the other, and then you have 16 officials. That's 7 referees and 9 NSOs. So we couldn't do this sport without them. It's a volunteer sport, including our officials. They do it for the love of the sport just as much as we do. Lots of love and respect for them. All right, so the timeout is over for the Pyromaniacs. Our head NSO, Just Tom, calling 5 seconds. And that whistle means the jam has started. 2 seconds, the jammer has been released. Can Tequila Sunrise get that lead jammer? Glass City doing a really great job with that defense, but Tequila Sunrise able to get that outside and push on through, but not before also Kama Sutra also able to get out. Lead jammer for Pyromaniacs. Green is in the back, so that means that she's going to try and get in, get some of those points, and probably call it before the other person can. She does, but a little too late because it looks like they might have gotten all 4 of those. At least 3. A little late on the call off from our Pyromaniacs, but if they could just tighten that up just a little bit, they'll be able to get a more positive differential for each of their jams. We have 3 points given to Glass City Rollers, 2 points for Pyromaniacs, putting the score at 37-8, 29-point difference right now. All right, we have Chai lining up for the Pyromaniacs, and let's see, number 122 Blockbuster for jamming for Glass City. Irony that we have a Blockbuster who is jamming instead of blocking. I just find that humorous. I'm by myself, I can say what I want. Oh, strong hit from Barbie. Nice legal action, but stayed in bounds for that hit that was a lead being called on the green jammer, Blockbuster. Barbie knocked the jammer down and then ran that back, ceded that position, so the lead was given. Oh, this was a tough hit from both of these jammers, but Chai able to get 2 points on the board while Glass City only getting 1 with that call-off. So this puts them at 10 points, now hitting double digits. This is the kind of climb that we need from our Burning River Pyros. No. Looks like Glass City was able to get at least 1 point out of that. So, but a positive 1 differential is still a positive point. All right, Jane Doe back out on Pyromaniacs for their second debut jamming. We'll see how that goes. But we have number 2-3 Gigabyte jamming for Glass City Rollers. No pack is called, a failure reform penalty called on 3539 and on number 25. Both are going to the box. So that puts them at a disadvantage for the blockers, but Glass City Gigabyte getting lead jammer going fast around that outside, really running that pack, able to slice through, scooping up a couple of those points, probably 2 or 3, and then calling that jam. Looks like 3 points for Glass City, no points for Jane Doe. But this puts both blockers in the box. That means Glass City only has 2 blockers out on the pack for this jam. We have the pivot from Pyromaniacs. Bitey showing a textbook example of one of the oldest rules in roller derby, which is that when the pivot lines up on the pivot line, if the hips are in front, it is a false start on the blocker. False start was called, but then that skater did yield, so they get to continue to play. All right, so we're going to play a lot of really strong offensive play, but it looks like we have Mother Nature still getting lead for Glass City Rollers, but not before Tequila Sunrise takes that outside line on that straightaway. Both blockers are back from Glass City, so we have full strength blocking. Everything's going a little fast because both jammers are out. Our OPR is doing a great job keeping up with that pack, maintaining that rotation. We have strong officials for this bout. 4 points awarded to Glass City and 1 point given to Tequila Sunrise. You know what? We'll take them. Timeout being called from Glass City Rollers. Would like to take this time to thank all of our support staff, our excellent volunteers that we have here. You might be seeing them walking around doing track repair, making sure the track is in tip-top shape, that rope stays down. We have our medics who make sure that we stay safe. It's great when we don't have to use them, but it also is awesome to have them here whenever we do need them. They are absolutely fantastic. We have some people running our merch table and then all the other, bout production things. This sport is a volunteer sport. We do it solely because we love it. We actually put all of the things together. The bleachers are down. We put the chairs down, everything like that. It's definitely a labor of love, but it's such a unique and awesome and diverse sport, an inviting community, a found family for some. And that rolling whistle means that the next jam will start within the next 30 seconds. Fun fact, if they are not ready, they can get the full 30 seconds. 5 seconds will get called either way at the 25-second mark. But once it looks like all of the skaters are ready, which they do, a 5 second will be called. You can see his hand raising up, and a tweaked. Jam is on. So we have number 1004, KC for the Pyromaniacs, and then number 90, Kuma Sutra, pushing hard, taking that inside line, and getting lead right on that turn, in between turn 1 and 2. KC still stuck on that straightaway, takes the star off, but then is able to stash it. Oh, Glass City thought the pivot had the star, and it's really a great trick from Prince to pretend like they got the star and get to be the jammer for that star pass. Great job on that, faking that out so that they can force the call off. Glass City still able to get those 4 points, but that was really great from Casey to be able to stash that star, as we say, and get out of that pack and only cause a 4-0 points instead of it could have potentially been more. Glass City Rollers sitting at 49 points right now with Burning River at 11. It has been a tough game for the Pyromaniacs, but any opportunity that their Pyros get to go out. Oh, and I say that as Chai is able to get lead jammer, but followed quickly behind by Blockbuster. So Chai's got the green in the back, does a little apex. So the apex jump from Chai tries to do a little apex jump, doesn't quite land it, lands on one knee, isn't given the opportunity to yield, and a cut call is given. Assuming that the jammer followed through with that cut, that would definitely be a cut call. However, if the jammer could have been given an opportunity to yield, they should have been given a beat to be able to reset themselves before that cut call. But it looks like an official timeout is being called to be able to discuss the penalty and to discuss whether or not what the points are. All right, we have an official timeout now. These jam refs are coming over to the scoreboard to make sure that their points are good. Whistle has been made. The jam is about to start. It looks like the cut call will stand after the official timeout discussion. It's interesting to see a call like that made, but it is the call that was made, and we have the jammer for Glass City going to the box. This means Chai is going to get released, and Chai can get lead jammer from this. So luckily for Chai, the Glass City Jammer getting the penalty so that they can come out. So no matter if it was cut or not, it was still something they could come in. But getting a forearm call on that outside, looks like Chai used an opponent to keep themselves upright, which is with their forearm, which is definitely a illegal action that you can get a penalty for. Because Glass City Jammer went to the box, they are not lead, and that also means it is a full 2-minute jam for this entire jam. So Glass City has an opportunity here to rack up some points, but it looks like Chai is standing, so they have less than 10 seconds. Go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Chai is being released. Still on their scoring pass, I believe, so they could get points out of this pass. And it's a full 2 minutes, so we could get a couple passes out of this, maybe get a couple points. Great job pushing through. It was their initial, not their scoring pass, so they're coming around to try and get more points. Glass City trying to call it off, but then quickly realizing that, oh, I'm not lead. I have to keep playing for a full 2 minutes because I did a bad at the beginning of the jam. Initiator went down. Good no pass, no penalty called on the outside. Chai getting the no pass and 3 points on the board. Can come around and probably get another scoring pass within the time that's left in the period. Star pass made from Glass City. Only getting 3 points probably because that star pass. Points have to be earned from the star. Chai coming in around turn 3 and 4 and getting those hips in there, I believe, to get at least 2 more points at the end. Four points on the board for Burning River Pyromaniacs. That's 7 points, the highest scoring jam we've had in this game, to the 15-point jam that Glass City had. So Glass City standing at 64/18 against the Pyromaniacs. So we have Tequila Sunrise jamming for the Pyromaniacs. And I believe that is Mother Nature jamming for Glass City. Green zero being called on a forearm. Blocker going to the box. It's 2 blockers down. Tequila Sunrise playing strong offense. Glass City, Mother Nature getting lead jammer. Tequila Sunrise able to take that inside line finally. Good offense from Casey. Mother Nature coming around. There's some offense happening on that outside, but able to scoop in and grab those points on that inside line. Decides to call it. That's a 4-point jam, putting the score at 68-18. That's a 50-point differential currently. All right, so we have Barbie against Kumasutra for Glass City. Barbie is a Burning River All-Star blocker primarily. Sometimes will pivot, but does jam for the C or B team. Ooh, a high block call being called on Glass City 7-1-1. Glass City Jammer, Kumasutra getting lead jammer, skating out of bounds just a little bit. I think just like their momentum carrying them out. Not a skating out of bounds, intentional skating out of bounds. So no penalty being called there, but calling off that jam while Barbie's hot on their heels, making it a 0-0 jam. We have Casey for the Pyromaniacs coming up against Gigabyte for the Glass City Rollers. Casey not quite able to stay in bounds. Powerful hit from Paraclete. Paraclete? Paraclete sounds right. Still in bounds. Gets back up. And lead is awarded. Green 2-5 Catatonic going to the box for a penalty. Call being made from Casey. Good sweeping offense on that inside line over on turn 4. Getting all 4 points and deciding to call it off. Official timeout called from the officials. Looks like the officials are coming in the middle to discuss the official timeout, see what kind of call needs to be made, if any. While we're in this official timeout and the officials are discussing, we have our home bout right now against Nap. We had Naptown B team earlier at 1 o'clock. Naptown pulling the win on that, but just barely, only about 20 points of a win. It was a really good close game. So if you ever want to watch that game on our YouTube, we have Cleveland Guardians YouTube. Please make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube. It'll help us out to grow our team and help grow the channel. But right now we've got, of course, the Glass City Rollers for the 3 p.m. game. But other games that we have going on for the 2025 season, Burning River has an away game coming up on May 17th against the Corn Fed, which are notoriously a friend team of the Burning River All-Stars. That'll be the All-Stars going in Muncie, Indiana. But also on May 31st, again in Muncie, Indiana, there's a tournament for the Hazmat Crew, or the B team. It's called the Small Town Smackdown Tournament. At the same time, May 31st, there's an away game for the Cleveland Guardians Roller Derby, who will be traveling to Rochester to play the Flower City Fear, which should be a pretty tough game. We won by only about 50 last time, and they're going to be coming and swinging for that next one. So see how that goes. All right, looks like we're back in the action. Casey is taking the star for Pyromaniacs. Oh no, Tequila Sunrise, my mistake. And then we have Gigabyte getting lead jammer for Glass City Rollers. Tequila Sunrise taking the star off, trying to see if they could pass it, but there is no pivot out, so they got to put it back on their head. And they're going out, jamming. They get out finally, but not before Glass City is able to come around and get 4 points. Pack is all kind of clustered up over on turn 3. Glass City Rollers coming in. Tequila Sunrise coming in hot, hits strong. Got at least 2 points, and there's one in the box, so that's 3 points for the Pyromaniacs and 3 points on the board for Glass City Rollers. They got that 4-point pass earlier, so it's a positive 4 differential for Glass City Rollers. Score now standing at 75 to 25, 50-point difference. All right, we have Mother Nature for Glass City Rollers taking on Jane Doe. It has been really strong jamming from all teams. Of course, we know from the score that Glass City has had a little bit more success, but good things have been happening for the Pyromaniacs. It's really great to see a lot of these players, especially a new player like Jane Doe, able to just take on these kind of blockers and hits and just play at that level, and it's just been fantastic to see. Looks like a forearm call being made on green number 1-6. They were impeding the jammer with their forearm. Anything below the top of the elbow is not allowed to be used to block. That is an illegal target zone or blocking zone. Jane Doe coming out on their initial into their scoring pass, but not before Mother Nature is able to get 3 points on the board from their lead jammer status. Calling it off, that's a total of 7 points for the Glass City Rollers, putting them at 82 over the still standing 25. All right, we've got Chai lining up for the Pyromaniacs. And it looks like Kuma Sutra lining up for Glass City Rollers. Chai able to keep themselves inbound on that straightaway inside line, cuts through and gets lead jammer. Kuma Sutra takes the hat off and makes it appear as if there was a stash, but the pivot's in the box, so stash, they were able to still cut through. Chai able to try and come around onto turn 1 again. Gets those hits to try and get some points. Not able to get any, but letting Glass City get 3. That was just a little late on the call off there, and to allow Glass City to get those 3 points. I think my favorite part about some of these starter bouts like this, or these entry-level games, is that you can see some of the things click and connect with these players in real time, which is pretty awesome to see. There's a lot of things that we're always working on as a team, and of course, again, developing the C team into the B team, the B team into the A. Really, wherever you get what you put out into roller derby, whatever you kind of energy you put in, you get back out. So seeing some of the things that we've been working on happening in real time is awesome. I will say that we have the Willow kill getting out on their initial. Galfox got lead jammer a while back, but still stuck on their initial pass. They're probably going to call it, yes they do, to keep the score 0-0. Ooh, it looks like number 327, Millie M. Falcon. So Millie, their first bout of the day, unfortunately getting a penalty and having to sit in the box. But the box is full. There are 2 people in the box. So that means that Millie has to sit out on go back out onto the track and is on cue for the box. In the penalty box, there are only 3 spots for you to sit. There are 2 blocker seats and 1 jammer seat. If 3 blockers end up getting penalties, which can happen, and they go to the box, well, there's only room for 3 of them, or 2 of them. So the other blocker has to go back out and wait for their turn. So as soon as one of those blockers starts standing, the officials will say, you know, color, number, please report to the box, so that they can finish and serve their penalty. Quick little official timeout called so that they could clarify that particular circumstance and know that Millie is on cue for the box. So as soon as you hear the stand, you're going to hear the whiteboard show up, and they're going to say white 327, report to the box. And there she goes, Millie going to the box to serve her penalty. As the pivot is being released, jammer being called on a penalty. So this means that lead could be awarded to Prince Slamlet, who is jamming right now for the Pyromaniacs. Getting stuck on turn 1. Green 2-5 doing a obvious directional call or block against the jammer. Prince Slamlet choosing smartly to saw that their skate went out and chose to re-enter legally. And then lead is finally awarded to Prince. Green 0 being called on an illegal contact during that no pack. When a no pack happens, you need to stop your contact and work and focus on reforming the pack instead. Prince Slamlet coming around to turn 4 into the straightaway, trying to get some points before the jammer number 122 Blockbuster coming around. Decides to call it textbook jam. 4 points on the board, 0 for Glass City Rollers, putting the Burning River Roller Derby Pyromaniacs at 29. Glass City Rollers at 85. All right, we've got Glass City Rollers number 2-3 Gigabyte on the jam line, and then lining up on the jam line is Jane Doe. All right, a no pack being called right off the line. Oh, Jane Doe being pushed right into the boards, but not before, or right, but also Sorry, I had to make sure I understood this. So it looked like an illegal contact was being called on Jane Doe. First penalty of the game, of their first game. It's sad to see, but it does happen, and that's how we do learn sometimes, is we get that penalty, we get something that happens, and then we ask about it and say to ourselves, like, what could I do different? What could I do better? All right, so it looks like Gigabyte's coming back around, getting 4 more points on the board, putting themselves at 8. They have a strong lead, of course, and they're holding that lead strong. Galfox back from the box from that no pack that was called. Jammer has been re-entered. I think they were trying to freeze that Jammer out, or at least keep that Jammer in the box, Jane Doe. But Jane Doe was released, so we get to have a full Jammer rotation. Looks like we have Mother Nature lining up for Glass City, and Chai for the Pyromaniacs. Pound Cakes setting themselves up in that inside little bit. Glass City opting to do a split of like a 2-2 blocker, but then like a rotation. Okay, so now they're back onto the 4. Chai pushing strong on that inside, but Mother Nature's getting able to get lead for Glass City Rollers. Pack is between 1 and 2, and a direction call being called on number 3539, Dynamo, reporting to the box for that. Mother Nature going around, easily able to get out through that outside line and get those points through lane 4. Putting Burning River at 0 and Glass City Rollers at 101. 101. We have Karma Sutra lining up on the Jammer line with Prince Slamlet on the Jammer line for Pyromaniacs. Jam starts. Prince Slamlet pushing strong on that inside line, pushing right down that middle. Penalty being called on Mallrat, number 87. Not sure what penalty it was, but they are now in the box. Lead Jammer being called for number 90, Koma Sutra. Glass City is in the lead right now. Prince Slamlet getting bumped just a little bit by that pivot on that inside line. Their skate rides the tape, but unfortunately goes just outside of that tape. And then when they re-entered, it definitely was from an illegal action. You can't have your skate come out of bounds and then re-enter in front of somebody. That is called a cut. So they are sitting in the box right now. So that's a power jam for Glass City Rollers. Karma Sutra's going to try and just rack up these points. We are at the end of the period clock, but Karma Sutra's got the lead. They could rack up a couple more points out of this. Prince Slamlet back into the pack from the box. Lead was called from the Glass City Rollers, putting 4 more points on the board. And that spin means that we are at halftime. 12 points on the board for Glass City from that last jam. So Glass City Rollers standing at 113 over the Burning River Pyromaniacs at 29. We will take a quick, brief intermission, and within less than 15 minutes, we'll be coming back to play some more roller derby. So we will see you in about 14 minutes. right, welcome back to the second period of this home bout here at the Cleveland Heights Community Center South Rink. We have the Burning River Pyromaniacs taking on the Glass City Rollers. When we last left off in the first period, Glass City Rollers held a strong lead at 113 to 29. All right, the rolling whistle means the game is afoot. The bout is about to start. The fun is about to begin. We have Prince Slamlin on the line for Pyromaniacs. And it looks like Willowkill is jamming for Glass City. I believe this is Willowkill's first jam of the game, or they might have done it for one jam last period, but penalty being called on the green jammer, so that's a power jam for Pyromaniacs. Prince Slamlin can get that opportunity to get lead, but this is strong Glass City defense happening. Pyromaniacs setting up for some offense. Good sweeping on that outside. Hard hit on the side here from Prince Slamlin. Going onto the straightaway into turn 3. Prince Slamlin still has that opportunity for lead. Reaches up to touch that helmet cover and goes, wait, no, I can still get lead. Keeps that helmet cover on. Pushing strong through. That pivot is really holding them down, though. Looks like getting called on the forearms, absolutely holding them down with those forearms, getting called and sent to the box. The jammer for Glass City is already back out, but they cannot get lead because they got a penalty. And lead jammer has been awarded to Prince Slamlin. Paraclete for number 16 was doing a nice sweeping hit on that outside, but fell down, and thus Prince Slamlin was able to re-enter without any penalty. Lead jammer has been awarded to Prince Slamlin. She comes through, decides to call it while straddling that line, gets no points on the board, unfortunately. Hard fought jam. That was a minute and a half of jamming, and so no points to show for it, unfortunately. But strong start for the Pyromaniacs. 0-0 jam for a game like this is not anything to scoff at. This is a really tough game. Pyromaniacs C team taking on basically the A team of Toledo. And the score reflects it a bit, but it's still really we could definitely pull that lead a little bit closer as we go into Jam 2. Tequila Sunrise jamming for the Pyromaniacs, Gigabyte for the Glass City Rollers. Gigabyte getting lead and spinning around into those turns. Pack is between 1 and 2 right now as Tequila Sunrise coming around. Pack going into the straightaway. Gigabyte coming through, getting at least the 3, pushing around and getting passed out of that engagement zone onto their next scoring pass. And that is the next, where the scoring pass starts and ends, is at the front engagement zone of the pack. So we have KC out on the track. Oh, it wasn't Tequila Sunrise. I was misinformed. It was KC who went out. Oh no, KC got the star pass. So it was Tequila star pass. Then there was a star pass to KC who was able to get out with that star pass and force the call off from Glass City. But not before Glass City was able to get 8 points for that jam, putting the score at 121 to 29. We have Mother Nature for Glass City Rollers against Chai for the Pyromaniacs. Jam whistle starts into Jam 3. Chai coming in strong, hitting strong, trying to get through down that straightaway. The hardest part about the track is that it starts at 15 feet and tapers down to 13 feet by the time it gets to the pivot line. So it gets shorter and shorter as you go. But that doesn't stop Chai from busting on through and getting lead for the Pyromaniacs. Coming through again, hits hard, holds that outside line. Tumbles just a little bit, but still able to maintain that distance away from that pack, getting 4 points on the board and maintaining lead. We are holding down Mother Nature on that outside line into turn 2. Chai coming around. Ooh, able to take that hit from number 16, Paraclete, and just keep on running on that outside line, getting 4 more points on the board. At this point, we were locking down Mother Nature, so it might behoove us. And Dirty Chai choosing to re-enter in front of the entire pack, and it's a cut call and sent to the box. While that once the skater did get knocked down, you do need to re-enter in front of the other people, and especially your teammates. You can only re-enter in front of one of your teammates, not all 4 of them. So we have a power jam for Mother Nature for the rest of the 2 minutes because Chai had lead, which means that penalty that Chai got means that lead is lost. 4 points on the board for Mother Nature. Coming back around for another pass. See how many points they can get out of this. Offense being set up on the turn 4 into that straightaway. Strong hits. Pack is front. There is out of play for Green on the back. But Mother Nature able to get those points. So that's 8 points total on the scoring pass for Chai. So she gets 4 more as well. So she's maintaining a good lead so far. It's still a 12-12 jam right now. Both jammers getting some points. Mother Nature not able to get, oh nope, still was able to get 1. So 1 point given to Mother Nature after all of that 2 minutes of hard-fought roller derby, which was some high-scoring jams from both of the jammers. We have 12 points for Burning River and 13 for Glass City, putting the score at 134-41. We have Karma Sutra number 90 lining up for Glass City, and Prince Slamlet lining up for the Pyromaniacs. Whistle is blown, going through that, pushing through that middle. Prince Slamlet, oh, just not quite able to get that outside. Must have been distracted by that shiny helmet. Catatonic, able to hit them out and do a nice run back. Great defensive play from Catatonic. Lead being awarded to Karma Sutra. Glass City has the lead. Prince Slamlet has the helmet cover off and in their hand, looking for that Star Pass. Star Pass is successful and made to, looks like Decay, number 8-3, is now the jammer for this jam. A penalty has been called to Karma Sutra, so that's a power jam for Burning River Pyromaniacs. It's a full 2-minute jam as well because the Glass City jammer did have lead jammer, so that goes for a full 2 minutes. Pivot using that strong from Glass City, popping that jammer out, knocking Decay all the way back, having to recycle. So it looks like Burning River Pyromaniacs were able to hold on to a blocker into the back, but it does look like Karma Sutra is back into the jamming rotation, takes that outside sweep, gets those 4 points, comes back around. That outside does get wider as it goes back over down to from 3 into 4. So it's a little bit wider, and you can get that, use that distance to get yourself through there. Oh man, and just beautiful play from that jammer. Glass City jammer getting through there to get 4 more points on the board. Decay has probably earned some of those points, if not all of those points, for this pass, but just keeps getting wrecked from the Glass City pivot. Gets knocked down, stands back up inbounds, and instead of removing themselves out of bounds to cede their position, tries to cede their position while still on the track. You can't cede your position while on the track. You have to remove yourself and then reset yourself behind that blocker. So she will get a cut call for that penalty. So this is going to be a power jam for Glass City Rollers, and she gets that penalty as a jammer. So she has to be the jammer for the next jam. Not typically a jammer, but because of that Star Pass, she now has to. So you saw earlier, she took the pivot cover off, handed it back to her bench, and now she's holding onto the star in her hands, choosing to keep it in her hands and not give herself an opportunity to get lead. If she had kept the helmet's cover on her head, she could have gotten lead in that next jam. But instead, it doesn't matter because Glass City Blockbuster number 122 able to get lead for Glass City. Coming around onto turn 2, we got a nice strong tripod forearm happening from a blocker, number 711, G-Wrath, just wrapping that arm around that inside line and just holding the blockers as a way of offense. Sometimes using a penalty for offense can be really effective. In this case, it wasn't, and you still got a penalty anyways. So we have 2 of the Glass City Rollers sitting in the box and 2 of the blockers. So that puts only 2 blockers out onto the track. Decay was able to get out of the box, so now we have our, back to our regular scheduled jamming programming. We have Barbie lining up at the jam line. Again, notoriously, she normally does blocking or sometimes pivot for the All-Stars, but jams for the Hazmat Crew and Pyros. Very dynamic, strong player, and uses her blocking style to bust through that outside and get lead jammer for the Pyromaniacs. Pyromaniacs holding down the jammer 601, but not before Chai unfortunately does a directional against the Glass City Rollers. Pyromaniacs getting called on a number 2-6 Maryland on roller getting called on a directional. Barbie coming around to get another set of points here before calling it off before the other blocker can get any, or jammer can get any. I think she's going to decide to run it this time, which is a strong move. Oh no, an illegal contact call being made on Barbie. So that is going to put us into another 2-minute jam, a full 2 minutes of jamming roller derby action. I believe we have 601. Willow Kill has been jamming for Glass City. Came back around and got their scoring pass. So they've got 4 points on the board. So we're tied 4-4 for this jam in particular. Green 4-7 doing a textbook back block, just hitting one of the Pyromaniac blockers square into the back, and getting called on that penalty, getting reported to the box. So then we have, again, a full 2-minute jam. Ooh, a star pass being made from Glass City Rollers. So not many points awarded. I think they only got, they got 2 points out of that. The points have to be earned with the star on your head. If you pass it, you can't get those points. So they probably earned 2 and then passed it and then didn't earn the other 2 because, of course, they didn't pass those other 2. 5 seconds left in this jam. Barbie coming around and getting those 4 points. Jam is called dead naturally at the 2-minute mark. That's 4 more points for Glass City. But Burning River coming out on top with this jam at a 12-10 jam, putting Burning River at 57. But Glass City Rollers holding strong at 160. We have Gigabyte, number 2-3 for Glass City Rollers jamming. And then number 1004, Casey, jamming for the Burning River Pyromaniacs. Lead has been awarded to Gigabyte. Casey takes the helmet cover off, looking for that star pass. Star pass is successful from Tequila Sunrise. Tequila Sunrise is now the jammer for this jam. Gigabyte coming in fast, getting those 4 points and looking to chase down that jammer for some jammer on jammer action. And is successful, successfully knocks off Tequila Sunrise out onto turn 1 and 2, almost into the bleachers. But calls the jam, Glass City Jammer calls the jam, but not before Burning River is able to get 2 points on the board. So that's a 7 points for Glass City, but 2 points for Burning River. At this point, any kind of points that we can get on the board is a win for us. We have an official timeout being called by the head referee, David Feckham, as he discusses something with their coaching staff. And then goes to Glass City to discuss something with their coaching staff, something probably universal that both teams need to know of or be aware of. Could either just be a question, a clarification, a warning. Could be a multitude of different things from the head referee. But he spins his fingers saying, hey, we're ready to start that next jam. But our penalty box is looking to clarify their penalties, so we're having to wait on the OTO. And we're back. That spinning whistle means that we're about to start our next jam. 5 seconds called from the jam timer. And the tweet means that the jam is on. We are going into jam 8. Jam 8. And we still have less than 17 minutes, almost 16 and a half minutes left in this period. We have Prince Slamlet out there for the Pyromaniacs and Mother Nature for the Glass City Rollers. Is Prince Slamlet able to beat out? Yes, Prince Slamlet gets the lead over Mother Nature. It was close, photo finish, but decides to call it off. Mother Nature's just a little faster and decides, let's just reset the jam and do another one. Fun fact for the folks at home, did you know that roller derby used to be ran much like hockey? There were actually 3 periods, 20-minute periods, with intermissions in between. And then was changed shortly after to only being halves. But period is still what we call them to this day. Period 1 and period 2. And the halftime is still called intermission. Lead jammer awarded to Chai on the Pyromaniacs, coming back around. Hits that side, gets that inside line on turn 2, and gets those 4 points. Probably looking to run this a little bit. A little late on the call-off. It could have behooved the Pyros to just keep it going with Chai going. If Chai's already out, you could go ahead and wrap around and see if you can get some more points. But instead, deciding to call it off well outside of the engagement zone into their next scoring pass, allowing Glass City to get 2 points out of that. So just a little tighter on that call-off and would have kept it to a 4-0 jam, but you listen to your bench and tell them what they need to do. They've got a plan. They've got a reason for why they want you to call that off. And so great job from Chai for listening and making sure that they called off whenever the bench needed them to. Timeout being called from Glass City Rollers. It's a 1-minute timeout. Another fun fact, Burning River is actually almost on to their 20-year anniversary. Burning River was founded in 2006, and so they're going to be going into their 20-year anniversary next year into 2026. It's been they were one of the first teams to start roller derby when they had the modern resurgence of roller derby. As you may notice, there's no more of that bank track and no more of the WWE style. This is a flat track, which is a little bit safer and more accessible, but also a regulated sport with rules and penalties and points and full contact. I always like to describe roller derby as Red Rover on skates. You know, you got a pack of people you're trying to bust through and get that lead jammer. We have Gigabyte lined up for Glass City Rollers jamming, and then Tequila Sunrise lined up for the Pyromaniacs jamming. Their strong defense happening from both teams. No lead has been awarded just yet. Jammer looks like they're going to take that inside, try to get that lead jammer, and they do with a little hit and spin off of Pound Cake, number 669. They were able to do that little hit and spin. Tequila Sunrise is chasing down that jammer. Jammer's looking to play some jammer on jammer action. Just kind of playing with their food a little bit, as it were. And looks like the victory goes to Glass City Rollers, knocking Tequila Sunrise just a little bit out of bounds, continuing to go, pushing through, getting those 4 points. Gigabyte calls it off. 4 points on the board for Glass City Rollers and 0 for the Burning River Pyromaniacs. Minutes to go here in the second period. Folks, if you're in town here, the after party is going to be at the W, which is a women's sports bar in downtown. We just recently had Burning River donate a poster and a jersey to them to be hanging up on their walls. So if you're ever at the W, you get to check out I think it's the first generation jersey that Burning River has ever had up on the wall there. So pretty awesome opportunity, great after party opportunity as well. So come on down, hang out with us, and let's have a good time together. But right now we have to finish this jam first and finish this period first. So we have the Mother Nature. So Mother Nature is out jamming for Glass City, getting lead and having a hard time getting those points, but able to scoop around to that outside. Prince Slamlet passing the star, great communication over to Decay, through the middle of all 8 of those people, and able to get it. Decay putting the star in their head, trying to get those last minute points, calling off. The jam's called off by Mother Nature. 4 more points on the board, so that's 8 points for Glass City Rollers and 0 for Burning River. Up next on the jammer line, we have Barbie for the Pyromaniacs and Willow Kill for the Glass City Rollers, number 601. This is a great little matchup. I think that the Pyromaniacs should be able to pull a pretty strong, be able to pull the win out of the lead out of this. But the defense from Glass City has just been rock solid. And Willow able to just push themselves through that inside line and gets lead for the Glass City Rollers. Great little assist from Dirty Chai there, helping to get Barbie out on that straightaway. We have Willow Kill coming around to get those points. Gets knocked down, doesn't get all 4 of those points, and decides to call it. How many points on the board is that? It's 3. 3 points for Glass City Rollers. Not quite all 4, but still successful jam nonetheless. All right, up next on the line, we have Casey for the Pyromaniacs and Blockbuster for the Glass City Rollers. Team timeout has been called from the Pyromaniacs. It's a 1-minute break for everybody. For roller derby game, we have 3 timeouts that you can use for both periods or throughout the entirety of the game, and then 1 official review per period. So we had an official review happen from the team's last period, I believe, and you get a new official review for that second period. Team timeouts are usually a great opportunity for shout outs and sponsorships, and particularly for the refs to come into the middle and get some water. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and share with your friends. We have a lot of bouts coming up down the road. Guardians were asked by Burning River to broadcast these games, and we are super excited to have this opportunity to help our partners out. We plan on broadcasting the rest of their home games for the season, and of course the home games for the Cleveland Guardians. So be sure to subscribe and share all that good stuff. Like, comment, subscribe. You know the deal. All right, so we still have the same jammers from last time, Blockbuster and Casey. Casey able to get lead jammer, busting right through, coming around. That pack holding strong at turn 1 against Blockbuster. Not quite able to get that apex like they would normally like to. Takes that outside line. Not quite able to scoop that outside line very well. Casey's breaking through, gets a little bit with their blockers kind of in their way. Bench telling them to call it, which is a solid call. You're able to get those points going. You're rocking, you're rolling. You got those 4 points. So we're going to come around. Green in the back. Casey's going to come in strong down that straightaway from turn 4 into turn 1. Ooh. A little bit of a cluster there if we come in hot, and refs would call that a yard sale. Just joking that there's any potential opportunity. Oh, and unfortunately, it looks like we might have an injury on the straightaway here. Green number 0, Devious Rex, just taking their time. We have our medics coming over to come and check them out. Big thanks to our medics, as I said earlier. We hope we never have to activate or use them at all, but when we need to, it's always great to have such awesome medics that we have. They've been a really great have. They've been really of that they're station. For this game, but who knows, we might see them back on the track again. I'll keep you posted. But big thanks to our medics to make sure that our skaters are staying safe and doing well, and we are going to be moving on to this next jam. Rolling whistle means that we're about to start back into the action. 10.5 minutes left in this period. Score stands at 186 for Glass City Rollers and 70 for the Burning River Pyromaniacs. We have Gal Fox, my former broadcaster from the 1 p.m. game, out there jamming for Pyromaniacs, and then Karma Sutra for Glass City. Karma Sutra taking that apex, that nice inside apex between 1 and 2 to get lead jammer for Glass City Rollers. Fox taking the hat and stashing that. Gliding right on through. Karma Sutra takes that inside line. It was such a beautiful and open space. By the time Pyromaniacs realized that's what was happening, it was too late and they were out. Decay taking the star, number 8-3, from that star pass from Gal Fox. Ooh, cut call being called on the jammer. This is a power jam for the Pyromaniacs with 1 minute, 10 seconds left in the period. So this is going to go on for the, or sorry, not in the period, sorry, 1 minute now for jam 14. This is going to go on for the full 2 minutes because Glass City Rollers jammer had lead and got a penalty, so the lead has been lost. We are now at a full 2 minutes. So Decay able to successfully break through and get 4 points on the board. That ties up the point spread for this particular jam. What a beautiful apex from Decay. Decay standing there trying to call lead, but isn't lead. Then decides to commit to what they were doing, and it turns out that they had gotten knocked out by a blocker, one of Glass City's blockers, who ran it back, and she re-entered, and unfortunately that means that she has a cut and is reporting to the box for cut penalty. And with less than 30 seconds in the jam, oh, she's just now sitting down with 5 seconds left in the jam. That means she's going to have to serve as jammer for this next jam. She'll be in the box for about 25 seconds. And she can still get the opportunity for lead. I believe she's still wearing the pivot cover underneath her helmet, which you can do. You can keep the helmet cover underneath the jammer star. It's just not the most ideal, because if, for example, you wanted to pass it and you take that star off, suddenly you have a pivot underneath it. It's like taking a mask off and there's still another mask underneath it. You would, when you're in the box, that's when you would take your opportunity to, all right, let's just go ahead and, take this pivot stripe and take that off, give it back to the bench, put the star on. I'm the jammer now, fully the jammer. We have an official timeout called, it looks like for some points clarifications. Make sure that everything is racked up nicely. All right, rolling whistle means go. 5 seconds means we're about to start. And the whistle means go. Jammer, our Pyromaniac jammer, Decay, is in the box right now, but we have number 2-3 Gigabyte getting lead jammer. Jam still goes. Oh, looks like their wheel popped off of their skate. Fun fact about that is that you can still play roller derby with 6 wheels on your skates. It's not the most ideal, obviously, but we do not call off the jam for something like wheels coming off of your skates. We keep that jam going. So smartly, Gigabyte decided to call that jam because they had lead. I have a great story about that while we're figuring. Oh, are we into the next jam? We are into the next jam. I'll tell you that story here in a second. Jammer, Mother Nature getting knocked out, re-entering, no pass. That means lead is open for Decay if they can get out and get lead. So my quick story that I have for you is at MRDA Championships in 2024, we actually had a skater whose back wheels had fallen off, and they had still gotten lead, gotten around, and got like 4 points before deciding to call it. Looks like a back block call being called by Mother Nature, going to the box. We have a power jam for a full 2 minutes. We also had our referee suddenly skating into the track for some reason. I wasn't sure exactly why. I think they were trying to avoid the skater so that the skater could go to the box, but by entering into the track, unfortunately. So not something typically that our officials would do, but it might have been something, you know, trying to avoid a contact or some hit. So we have our full 10-minute jam now. Star pass has been made. Casey now has the star for the rest of this jam 16. We have 45 seconds left in the jam. Mother Nature back from the box. Strong tripod holding down Casey. Good positioning from our officials to see if there's any kind of penalties that might have been that might be happening. And it looks like there was. We got a back block being called from Mother Nature going back to the box again for a back block. She has been, I think that's like her 3rd back block that she's had for this whole game, or maybe her 4th. It's been pretty impactful with the way that she's been playing. Just kind of coming in hot, hitting in between the shoulder blades, and that's an illegal target zone. You can't hit that zone. It's a no-no. All right, so we have 3 points on the board for the Pyromaniacs and 2 points on the board for Glass City Rollers. We have an official review. Official review called for Burning River. Burning River has called themselves, Pyromaniacs have called an official review. I will do my best to try and tell you what kind of review happened or what's happening. Looks like we have and then we had a couple of other, we had another one who had 5 penalties, number 0. And then for the Pyromaniacs, let's see how many penalties they have. It's been pretty healthy on the penalties here. Here's some of the Pyromaniacs. 30. In danger here is number 3539 from the Glass City Rollers, Dynamo. The official review is over, and both teams making the mistake of not staying in the inside like they're supposed to, which means the head refs have to chase them down. Hey, come on back in the middle. We got to talk about what we're doing. Discuss what the review was and what the call was. The head referee makes that call, and whatever decision was made on behalf of the crew, it stands. right, I just got an update for the official review. The Glass City Roller Jammer, Mother Nature, is being ejected after the official review for making contact to an official that was avoidable. That is an ejectable offense. If you make contact with an official and cause them to fall down, fall out, or hurt them, that is an ejectable offense. So the Green Jammer will be ejected for this game. So there's going to be a little bit extra paperwork for the officials afterwards. So they're going to have to, they're finding a replacement right now. But also, Burning River making that official review, because they won the review, they retain their review. So every time you do an official review, you either win or lose it. If you lose it, you don't get it back. It's gone. It's gone for that period. Of course, you get a new one for the next period. But since this is the second period, this is it. But if you win the review, you get to retain the review. You only get to retain it once. So Burning River Pyromaniacs could conceivably call another official review if they wanted to. All right, looks like Mother Nature has been asked to report to the locker room, and they are now off the track for the rest of the game. We have our replacement here, number 122, Blockbuster, is going to be filling in for Mother Nature. We have a power start right now for Burning River Pyros. They have Prince Slamlet up on the jammer line. It's always a unique situation, an unfortunate situation when we have to foul out, or particularly when we have to eject a skater. Ejectable offenses, are something that happens sometimes in Derby. Most of them are preventable, but it is it's the nature of the sport sometimes. We have to make sure that we're keeping our players and especially our officials safe. You make contact with them and it was avoidable and it was a forceful contact. That's an ejectable offense, unfortunately. So we now have a new jam with a power start. Good sweeping inside offense for Pyromaniacs, but not the most. Oh, yes! Able to get that apex. Good offense from Chai on that inside line, giving the lead jammer to Prince Slamlet. Pyros are setting up for their offense during that power jam. Only 3 blockers right now. Cut call being made to Galfox going to the box as a blocker. Prince Slamlet still holding lead right now, trying to get some of those points. Jammer is standing, but not quite released yet. Oh, spoke too soon. Jammer has been released for Glass City. So good camaraderie and teamwork there. Prince Slamlet and Chai just buddy. Chai trying to give Slamlet the oomph that they needed to get through, but falling over and tumbling a little bit. Prince deciding to call it while the jammer was still on their initial. But that's, considering how the game's been going, you take what you can get. So the 4 points to 0, you just go for that and then start a new jam. We have Tequila Sunrise lining up for the Pyromaniacs, and Glass City Rose have Willow Kill. This should be a fun little jam here. We got strong straightaways as it tapers down from the 15 feet from the jammer line down to the 13 feet from the pivot line. Pushing strong through that middle there, going into turn 1. Tequila Sunrise just having really strong defense against them, trying to push it through. But Pyro's also not letting this Glass City Roller Jammer get through as well. Got some strong rotationals, reformations. Oh, Barbie getting called on a directional call. Tequila Sunrise having a hard time with these strong, hardy blockers, but a penalty being called on number 16. This gives lead jammer to Tequila Sunrise, taking that inside line through the middle and then coming back around. Pack lining up on turn 4 into the straightaway back to the jammer line again. coming in strong, getting some of those points, getting a hard hit from number 8-9, Tornado. Glass City Rollers are, their jammer has been out now, so they're on their scoring pass. Tequila Sunrise is going to try and get a couple of more of those points before calling it. Decides to call it, but does she call it in time? Because it looks like they might have got their hips in for, yes, they did. So we have 3 points for Burning River Pyromaniacs, and was not able to call enough in enough time, and gives away 2 points to Glass City Rollers. Next jam, we have Dirty Chai going up against Karma Sutra. A minute and a half left in this period. This could be the last jam, maybe one more after this at the most. Let's see what happens. Got some strong walls. Dirty Chai able to bust through, getting lead jammer. Something fell out of her nose, it seems, but she puts it in her mouth to keep playing. Gets knocked out. Decides to re-enter in front of a couple of skaters, which you can't do. You have to reset to the back. So she goes to the box. That means lead jammers in the box. Full 2-minute jam yet again. That means this is the last jam of the game. We will see how this goes. We have Karma Sutra coming in, trying to get through and get some points, and gets 4 points on that board. 4 more points, I should say. We have 8 points for Karma Sutra so far. Chai standing in the box, about to get released. Following behind Pound Cake. Trying to be a wrecking ball for Chai, and it works! She stays in bounds! Nope, there she goes! And 4 points on the board for Chai. Coming back around. The period clock is about to expire, but the jam clock is still going. Period clock is going to expire in right now, but we still have 28 seconds left in this jam. Chai coming, busting right on through, getting 4 more points on the board. Can she come around and get 4 more? Burning River needs to slow this pack down. There we go, getting that hard hit, that side hit, getting all 4 of those points, busting through. If Chai puts the gas pedal to the metal, could come around and get 4 more, but it's looking unlikely as she has a little bit of a struggle getting out of the engagement zone, and the jam is getting called dead to its natural conclusion. 0 points on the board there, and that last pass from Glass City Jammer. It's 20-point jam from Glass City Rollers. Burning River getting 12 on the board, taking it to 96. A score to be proud of, I must say. I think the Pyromaniacs were really able to turn around this game for the second period. It looked a little rough in that first game, but 96 points is not something to think of lightly. I think we should all be really impressed and really proud with our Pyromaniacs, our C team here. Some playing their first game ever. And there's that spinning whistle. That spinning whistle means that the game is over. The final score stands 222 for Glass City Rollers, 96 for Burning River Pyromaniacs. Glass City Rollers taking their victory lap, giving their high fives, and then Pyromaniacs following suit after that. We'd like to thank all of you for tuning in to watch the stream on the Cleveland Guardians YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and share with your friends. Big thanks to all of our officials, volunteers, medics, and everyone that helps makes roller derby happen and keeps those wheels rolling. We will see you at the next bout. The next home game will be June 14th for the Cleveland Guardians as they take on Pittsburgh Zombies and Casco B team. And the next home game for Burning River will be June 21st, will be their Pride bout. So be sure to tune in, and we will see you at the next one. Goodbye.